Are you okay?
I,
I'm fine. I don't need to breathe.
Do we need to call an ambulance for you?
You don't know where I live.
That's
that
a
is
fair
good point.
point.
Well, you could cough out your address
Like, go
as
ahead.
we're calling the
Call 'em.
ambulance.
What are you gonna say? You gonna send them Miz?
Or hey, or you could type your address into the chat.
No.
And then
Send us your address as a mystery series of GIFs that we have to decode as we call 911.
Oh my gosh.
So that literally, like, your life hangs in the balance of whether we can decode your puzzle or not.
And welcome to another episode of Even More Mashed Up, the pop culture podcast featuring two professors talking about all things pop culture. I'm Patrick, and that was a lot of P's.
Welcome. And I am Alan. Well, I do love alliteration, Patrick, as you know. So
I know
the
you
more
do.
alliteration, the better. And today we have a special guest star, Hope, who has a very quizzical look upon her face.
Hello.
But she looks quizzical because today is the beginning of the Riverdale quiz.
Woo.
Isn't it also the end of the Riverdale quiz?
That sounds
Please, God,
very
let it be true.
ominous.
Oh, no. Much like this, for longtime listeners, they'll know that we often do these sort of game show takes on pop culture. So we often would talk about Gotham through Gotham quizzes. And now,
Yes.
since Gotham is no longer with us, we're going to do it for Riverdale, which I quit for a while, but I'm back on now. So I have written a series of questions.
We have written a series of
We
questions.
have written a
Wow.
series of
Already
questions.
stealing the credit.
Yeah. Hey, Alan, do you
Well,
want to actually explain to viewers who may not have listened in for a while who Hope is? Or does Hope want to explain who she is?
Hope is my daughter. And
There we go.
Semi-frequent show contributor.
And Riverdale expert.
That's right. Our
Throwback
resident,
to, like,
definitely.
the first Riverdale episode ever.
Our resident Riverdale expert who helped to write this quiz, and we'll be keeping score. Now, a couple of things as we start the quiz. Scoring decisions will be determined by Hope and by me, and they are final. They cannot be contested. If somebody starts complaining, whining, or pouting too much, Hope and I reserve the right to deduct points.
Oh, then I'm gonna win by default.
Well, no,
I think
'cause
Rich-
you're assuming that I have any investment in winning this game, and thus will be upset at any kind of score
Oh,
shenanigans.
please.
Wait.
A
Yeah,
win
Rich-
is a win.
No, Rich, let's
Exactly.
be
See,
clear.
Rich doesn't care.
Patrick
I
is
care a great deal.
already. Patrick is already trying to pretend like
That's
he
the thing
doesn't
too.
care. We
I
all know
it matters
that
greatly.
Patrick is the single most competitive gamer that I have ever known.
Okay, that is not true because your mother-in-law is just as bad as me.
Okay,
But that's
no,
not.
you
that's
were
not, that's
you
not
were
an argument
worse.
against you being competitive. That just means you found your match.
No. I want to be clear. Patrick is more competitive than Graham, which I did not think was possible.
I agree with you. 100% more competitive than Graham.
We've
We
seen
need to have
Patrick
you
and
guys
Graham
play some
at the
board
table
games on the podcast
at the same time, and it was bad. And so when Patrick pretends like he
But
doesn't
I
care,
won, though.
don't let it fool anybody.
Clearly, what a non-competitive person would say. But I won, though.
But
Yeah,
I
I did.
won. Yep. All right. So
Yeah, that's what's important, except in this context.
So here is what we will do. I will read the questions. We will alternate Patrick and Rich having first chance at answer.
Okay, makes sense.
Everyone you get right, you get a point.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone you miss, you don't get a point. And then there will be a few bonuses thrown in along the way.
Ooh, bonuses. Those are always fun.
Yeah. Yes.
I said nobody
So-
ever.
Yes. All right. So now, obviously, the best part is not the quiz itself, but the conversation it will inspire. But just so you know, in the next hour, Hope and I have written about 40 questions.
Yeah, we're not getting through all of the questions
I'm
today,
not going to
I
let you
imagine.
down. We want to finish this in 10
I
minutes.
want to be very clear that my biggest critique of the new season of Riverdale is that I've never seen such breakneck plotting. They move so fast. It's like they're literally
They move
trying
with
to
the speed
cram.
of plot.
That's pretty funny.
Boy, Rich is really feeling it. Don't encourage him, Hope. Please, just don't encourage
Man,
him.
Hope needs to be. Hope needs to be on more.
Let Rich listen. The quizzes are Rich's wheelhouse. Let Rich enjoy his moment.
All right. Are you guys ready for question number 1?
I am ready.
Yes.
All right. So Patrick will go first since Rich is allegedly the reigning champion. I just want to point out
champion.
he is the returning champion only because in quiz 3 for Gotham, Patrick set up a fact with an early question that clearly determined the answer for the final question that I got right, except that Patrick had lied earlier in the quiz.
Like all great champions, my victory is steeped in controversy.
I'm sorry, Alan. What did you say earlier about people not complaining or pouting about the scoring?
He's the rule maker.
Patrick, you've been given a warning for complaining and attitude. I just want to be clear. All right.
Wait a minute, attitude.
I've not asked the first question yet, and you've already been warned. Question number 1, Patrick.
Yes.
According to Hiram Lodge, what are the only 2 things he needs to conduct his business? A. Edgar Evernever's rocket and 10 minutes to plan. B. His 2 fists and a gun. C. A pocket full of fizzle rocks and a henchman. D. A 10% cut of Jelly Bean's Jingle Jangle Empire and a hearse.
Ooh.
He only needs 2 things to conduct his business.
What was B again?
His 2 fists and a gun.
I think I like B. B feels very him.
What's the character's name again?
For some reason.
What's that, Rich?
What was the character's name again?
Hiram Lodge. It's Veronica's dad, of course.
The patriarch of the Lodge family.
Some would say. Although, there's some question, but that's for questions down the road here.
What is A
Okay.
Option again?
Edgar Evernever's rocket and 10 minutes to plan. You'll remember Edgar Evernever ran The Farm, which was the cult-like organization that was harvesting organs and selling them on the black market.
As they do.
Yes. He also tried to escape famously in a rocket that he had built himself.
Yes, in a Evil Knievel outfit, if I recall.
Or
a very Evil Knievel-y looking outfit.
What was C?
Yes, absolutely.
C was fizzle rocks and what?
C, a pocket full of fizzle rocks and a henchman.
Oh, and a henchman.
Fizzle rocks would be the drug of choice on the streets of Riverdale.
Yeah, now that I think about it, C's not a bad answer.
And then D was a 10% cut of Jelly Bean's Jingle Jangle Empire and a hearse.
I want to go with D.
Rich is going to go with D. Final answers?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, Patrick actually gets on the scoreboard first.
Okay.
The best part, of course, is that when Hiram says he only needs 2 things, he actually names 3. 2 fists and 1 gun.
Nah.
Dang.
So
good point. That's probably what unconsciously I picked up on was the inconsistency in the writing.
I mean, it makes sense for him to have that, but I just thought with all the other options, make it less.
All right, well, that was fun. We're done. Let's call it a day. And I am the winner of this quiz I don't care about.
Says the non-competitive person. So, question number 2. Rich, here's your chance to get on the board first. Where does Jughead run into his sister, Jellybean?
Her name is Jellybean?
Yes.
No, that's actually her real name. Yeah.
Yes, that is her name.
Yeah. So where does he run into his sister, Jellybean? A, playing G&G in the underground forest bunker.
What is G&G?
B, G&G is
Griffins and Gargoyles.
Oh, D&D, okay.
It's the D&D, yeah.
Okay,
Except actually, more realistic than we would play it on this podcast. So A, playing G&G in the underground forest bunker, also known as the, premarital relations bunker. B, dancing at the White Worm too suggestively. C, at an X-rated film festival /rave. D, in a compromising position in Archie's bedroom?
Oh.
God, A and D sound so...
Keep in mind, Jelly Bean is like 15.
Yeah, that's my thought. That's
Yeah.
why A or D is what jumps out to me.
Or exactly. Kids grow up very quickly.
Man, I don't know. What was he again?
Okay, so Rich, wait, if I could I want to try to trace Rich's thinking a minute. A and D makes sense, but B and C could be it too. Excellent, Rich. I think you're really puzzling this out.
Because she's young, my thought is, what's the most horrible thing they could do in terms of the sexual aspect? Because that's my thought process.
Keep in mind, Alan, you're mocking the guy who roundly defeated you at Gotham Quiz. So
he did not roundly defeat me. He defeated me through nefarious means.
Round defeat.
Patrick,
I'm going to say D. Before it gets too crazy, I want to say D.
In a compromising position in Archie's bedroom. Totally.
I feel like that
sense.
kind of gag
Patrick.
Is something that these kind of shows can't ever pass up.
Yes. Could you recap the answers?
G and G.
A was G and G, yeah.
Yep. And then Dancing at the White Worm too suggestively. C was an X-rated film festival rave. And D was a compromising position in Archie's bedroom.
See, here's the quandary. I could just pick the same answer as Rich and thus maintain my lead for another question.
You could technically do that for every single question we ever do.
Well, no, because we're rotating who goes first, so I wouldn't be able to do that the next question.
Right.
That is true.
Rich and I decided when we played the game that we would play it like gentlemen, and we would not play the game that way.
We did?
Exactly.
Wait, when did we have this conversation?
Go ahead, Daniel.
I think that was when you guys did Gotham Quiz. We did not set any. But I will honor the spirit of the Gotham Quiz.
I'm perfectly fine because I was almost going to do that for the first question. So I simply thought he was wrong.
Okay.
Where are you going to go?
I'm gonna. C was the X-rated rave thing.
Yeah.
A film festival / rave. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say C.
And Patrick is now up 2-0.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Ooh.
See, that was my thought. It was either D or C. C sounds really bad to find your long lost sister at, but D just
it does.
Yeah.
What you have to remember is that
lost sister.
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, it's also at this film festival / rave.
Oh.
They're showing snuff films, including one that Betty submitted of her father, the Black Hood, as a child.
Yeah, the one that's in season 2.
Jesus.
Wow, that's a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to remember that the writers of Riverdale have no real sense of what's appropriate. So
that was my that was my thing too. Is that I just thought the gag of finding somebody in a compromising position, it's such a classic thing that they couldn't pass it up.
Well, especially with Archie and the complicated, let's say, sexual politics of Riverdale.
You know Archie, He's
it would be, because Archie went from being, the exploited minor in season 1 to now exploiting another minor. So there would be a certain, sort of circularity to it.
Whenever we talk about Riverdale, Patrick wants to talk about Miss Grundy.
I just brought it up because you would eventually go there.
I don't think we'll eventually go there. All right. Question number 3. Patrick, you go first.
Okay.
How does Archie try to get into the Naval Academy?
Okay. Wow. There's a lot of questions there.
There are. B, he just files the regular application. C, he races his rival, K.O. Kelly, in a swimming match at the Gorge.
That's not a good...
Yeah.
Right.
Never assume logic.
Patrick has abandoned logic, and look where it's gotten him. He's up 3-0.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, my answer to number 3 was very logical in that Archie solves everything with a boxing match.
All the options besides B were illogical. Like, why would you break in? Why would you wait?
Oh, yeah. They all could have happened on Riverdale.
Yeah.
It's true.
Very true.
All right, here's one that's just a total toss-up, Rich, so you've got a 1 in 4 chance. Archie doesn't get into the Naval Academy. Just a heads up.
Does he lose a boxing match, or can you not tell us?
He loses the boxing match, yeah. But the Commandant really likes his heart and says, I'll keep you in mind for next year, and Archie tells him to forget it. Storms off. So, Rich.
Yeah.
Question number 4. What does Hiram suggest is Archie's next career move?
Hiram two fists in the gun lodge. What does he suggest?
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
The patriarch of the
absolutely.
Lodge family.
Yes. Yeah,
Here's
and
what he
also someone who
suggests.
tried to murder Archie on at least one occasion.
Too.
That's true. Gosh. I'm just gonna go with which one seems the most stupid and makes no sense, which is vice mayor. Because that just, I mean, Archie, I don't even think he's finished high school yet. So that just, yeah, I'm gonna go with vice mayor. A.
Was he
Was
vice
that A?
principal?
That was A.
Yeah.
It was A, correct. And Patrick now is 4 to Rich's none.
No.
Wow.
Patrick, how are you doing so well?
Yeah, have you been watching, Patrick?
No, I have not. No, I've not been watching Riverdale.
Have you seen
I don't
any of
believe it.
Riverdale?
No.
Man,
I mean, not since I stopped watching.
But I wonder if
But it
Last
does
week.
seem like
almost wonder-
your past experience is paying off here.
It does, yeah. I
well,
seem
it's
to be.
almost like Gotham had no rhyme or reason whatsoever, whereas Riverdale, at least the characters have. It's stupid, but at least a stupid.
Well, no.
method.
Riverdale's lack of rhyme or reason is its rhyme or reason.
I guess.
Rich, you're investing much too much thought into Riverdale. It
Definitely.
is.
Yes, I
am.
It's
I don't
at
know
least
why.
as dumb as Gotham.
Oh
All right,
yeah. Oh
question-
God, yeah.
So here's
Well,
question
if
number
what
5.
you're talking about if you're talking about the breakneck pacing, it's got to be getting to Gotham levels of dumb if they're moving that fast.
They do cliffhangers. Like the last episode, between the last 2 episodes, the cliffhanger was that Archie and Jughead were trapped in a building that was on fire.
Surrounded by fire. It looked like
Surrounded
they
by-
couldn't escape.
There's no possible escape.
I'm gonna guess
The next
episode
episode-
they escaped.
No, the next episode opens to Jughead saying, like, we don't even see the escape. Jughead just says,
Oh,
"Thank God we found fire extinguishers."
Oh Jesus!
Like,
Wow,
It's
that is
terrible.
Yeah, it's like-
lazy.
can you imagine that?
Oh,
Like
it's-
on
it's-
set, it's like, okay, so the fire's good.
Good.
It's good. Kill the fire. We're gonna get to the next scene.
Yeah.
How do we escape? Oh, you off screen. You're gonna.
I
see
mean, there
something
are
on fire
various
extinguisher.
YouTube videos of like from previous seasons of just like all the really stupid things that happen on Riverdale.
So
But that's not even.
I
stupid,
feel
that's
like
just lazy.
thank God we found fire extinguishers should be up there. That is really bad writing.
I should have kept that question, and we wrote that question and deleted it. But
Oh, that would have been a
remember-
great question.
That would have been
do
fantastic.
you remember, Patrick, when we were writing the book All New, All Different, and I watched the entire Batman serial from World War II,
Oh,
Yes.
Which was-
no.
loaded with like the worst cliffhangers ever
Yeah.
created in pop culture history?
I'll take your word for it.
Riverdale
I never
is a-
actually watched that.
Yeah. Riverdale is at that level. Like, it's that bad.
Well, and everything seems like a cliffhanger. You watch an episode and you think it's over because there was a huge cliffhanger, and then it just goes to a commercial break.
Yeah.
And they never explain it.
Yeah. I would say
No, but
about 30%.
Now, Hope, they did
30%.
explain it. They found fire extinguishers. That is an explanation. It
We
is
don't
a
see those
fundamentally
extinguishers.
unsatisfying
Yeah.
explanation.
Well, I will say that I think about 30% of the story happens off screen now. They just come back
Yeah.
and they just
Sounds
like,
about right.
yeah, like it's crazy. But question
All right.
number 5 I wrote specifically for Patrick, which means if Rich wins this one, he gets double points because this is right down Patrick's alleyway.
Okay. Is
Because
Rich
this is
picking
like-
first on this one, or am I?
You are, right?
Yeah.
I am. Okay.
Because you're on the odds, yeah. And Patrick, this is for you because this is the
Okay.
one quiz question that's about numbers.
No, it's not the one.
Oh,
Ooh,
Sure,
it's numbers.
have numbers.
numbers.
Ooh.
Yes,
Okay.
numbers. Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
how many fingers?
Oh.
Am I holding right now?
Sorry.
How many fingers am I
No.
holding right now?
Oh, Rich. If it only were that sensible a question.
Oh no.
How many fingers does a human
fingers?
hand have?
12. No,
Mm.
8.
You guys are getting closer.
Oh no.
How many fingers does Principal Weatherby currently have?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
How many fingers does Principal Weatherby currently have? Here are the possibilities.
Oh, we get
Patrick.
choices. Okay, we get
Yes.
choices. Okay.
It would have been funny
10.
to not give us choices. Oh no. I was hoping you wouldn't have that number
So-
in there.
A would be 10.
Mm-hmm.
B, 9. C, 8.
Mm-hmm.
D, 5.
Oh. Shoot, because I was, for some reason, 7 jumped in my mind. I feel like that's not good.
I hate that you have 10 in there because it could be just a completely.
So, Patrick, how many fingers does Principal Weatherby currently have?
I like
10,
how you laugh
9,
every time you
8,
ask this question.
Or it's
so ridiculous.
right when you sit and have to read it out loud, you can't say it out loud without laughing.
Yeah. Oh,
So, what's your answer, Patrick?
Well, I for some reason 7 popped in my head, so I'll go with 8 since that's the next closest.
Okay, that's a logical answer.
Yeah,
Rich?
I'm really just guessing randomly. So
I'm
Right,
worried
which is
it's
logic.
10. I'm worried this is a joke question. And I don't.
it could be. It could be that somebody else has lost fingers,
That's
and
my
Alan is
thought,
putting
yeah.
Weatherby's name in.
Otherwise, I'll say D5.
Oh, I feel like the game has begun now because the correct answer is actually 9.
Oh,
No.
so close.
Yeah, Edgar Evernever chopped off one of his pinkies.
Ah,
I would have. How could it have known if it was 5? Like the man's lost.
So the
like,
good news,
5
Yeah.
of his fingers.
yeah, but he still has like a weird little nubby palm.
Or like he's got his pinky in one hand and like his thumb off in another.
Well,
so he's got 4 fingers.
had Edgar Evernever not just chopped off his pinky, but chopped off his hand for the black market sales, he would be down to 5 technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the answer was 9, so you're both wrong.
There's a large black market for pinkies.
No, I think that was more of a torture thing
I think
than
it
it
was
was
a
a black
torture.
market. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I
It
don't
wasn't a
remember
transaction.
why.
See, I thought I remembered because I think I remembered him losing one back in the Edgar Evernever era. So I kind of assumed that maybe this was now a running gag where he loses fingers.
Now he's back at the principalship now, and he's wearing
Okay.
a black glove on the one hand. So
Yeah, sounds like he really needs a good vice principal or a good right hand.
needs his right hand man back.
That's
Is
not
the-
that
is-
funny, Patrick.
Is the pinky off his
Wow,
right hand?
that's
Because that
painful.
joke would make a lot more sense.
Yeah. All right, we'll move ahead. Rich, this is a softball. I'm looking at it, and it's too obvious.
Yeah.
Question number 6, Rich.
Mhm.
What does Veronica's sister, Hermosa, do behind Pops?
Jesus, she has a sister?
It turns out, yes,
Half-sister, right?
it might be, I don't know. I missed the
Whatever.
whole Edgar Evernever stuff, and I didn't know Hermosa, she just showed up.
No,
So I
I'm
think
pretty
it's a
sure
half-sister. Yeah,
because Hiram had kids with somebody else.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. What did Veronica's half-sister, Hermosa, do behind Pops? A. Shoot 3 men who are never mentioned again. B. Make out with Archie when she knows that Veronica can see them.
Oh.
C. Snort Jingle Jangle.
What is Is that an actual
D.
drug or is that just like?
No, Jingle Jangle is a real Riverdale street drug.
Okay.
It replaced
just-
Fizzle Rocks.
No, Fizzle Rocks replaced
Sorry,
Jingle
Fizzle
Jangle.
Rocks replaced
You
Jingle
need
Jangle.
But both-
to. Oh my god.
But both were legitimate, like in the realm of Riverdale, actual like drugs.
Yes.
Not like okay.
Yes.
They are canon,
Not like pop
they are
rocks. or
canon
something.
narcotics.
Yeah. Okay.
Canon narcotics. Or D.
Heh.
Just take out the diner's trash.
No. I don't
So
know
which
anymore.
of these things
I'm
did
so messed
Hermosa
up with
do
these
behind
questions.
Pops? Shoot 3 men who are never mentioned again, make out with Archie when she knows Veronica can see them, snort Jingle Jangle, or take out the
I
trash.
forget that the show actually has like stupid love triangles amidst all the murder and cults and stuff.
Please, triangles. They're like trapezoids at this point.
But like,
No,
there's
we're at
still
a
like,
pentagon right now.
Yeah.
but like, it's amazing the show can have both that and also like cults and murders. And it's like you didn't pick one, you did both.
Well, what they squeeze in is pretty spectacular. There's no doubt about that.
I'm gonna go with A.
A. Shoot 3 men who are never mentioned again. Patrick.
Sound. Oh.
I'm thinking D, because that's the taking
my
out the
fear.
trash, right?
That's my fear
Yes.
is that it's something stupid like that.
Because I'm thinking Veronica doesn't like her sister, and if I remember correctly, Veronica owns Pops, so she's making her
does.
take out the trash as kind of her petty revenge.
Oh.
So I feel like D. I'm gonna go with
So
with D.
his knowledge is helping him here, having seen.
Well, it
It
depends
is,
unless
it
I'm
is.
totally wrong.
Oh yes, I suppose
Except that the correct answer is A, and Rich is finally on the
Ah!
board.
Got
Thank
1
God.
point.
She
I
shoots
was
3 men, and
terrified.
literally in the breakneck plotting, Like, the
Literally
three
never heard
men
from.
are never mentioned again. There's no investigation. The police never show up.
They don't even hide the bodies.
They don't even hide the
Which
bodies.
is
He
like
doesn't leave
typical
them.
Riverdale.
Leave them in the alley.
I like to think
Self-defense, wasn't it? Was it self-defense?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was self-defense.
See, there you go.
You should still report
Yeah,
it. I
that's
think we
it.
should
We have
skip
these
this
things called
question. What do you
trials to
think?
figure that out, though.
Trials.
Because this one's good.
Yeah. All right.
I'm so
All
glad.
right. So, Rich.
I was like, it sounds like a stupid Gotham thing, but at this point, I don't know anymore.
Well, see, but now, Rich, you're finally getting to your Gotham gut level answers, and that's where you need to be.
Yeah.
Not that I'm rooting for you.
Well, you kind of are, though, aren't you?
Rooting,
All right,
rooting
we're gonna-
against Patrick
we're gonna
more than
s-
for me.
Well, that's a fair point.
Yeah. I'm rooting
So-
against myself.
The next question, we're going to skip question number 7 because we've got better questions written. So,
Okay.
question number 8. And this one would go to Patrick.
Okay, so
Patrick.
now I'm on the evens because that's going to screw everything up.
You are now on the evens.
Oh, jeez. So hard to keep
Patrick.
track. Yes.
Well, do you want what? So,
Well,
what
it-
is Cheryl's graduation gift from her mother? What is Cheryl's graduation gift from her mother? A.
Mhm.
The presidency of the Blossom Maple Syrup Empire.
Mm.
B. A job as a prostitute in the brothel that her mom continues to run in season 5.
Jesus, that thing's still going?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
C. A spider
sure it's a
brooch
thriving
to
business.
replace the one. A spider brooch to replace the one that she gave to Jughead.
Wait, why did she give a spider brooch to Jughead? And which she are we talking
Season
about,
one.
Cheryl or the
That's
mom?
That's season 1.
Oh,
Patrick,
God.
that's in
Okay.
season 1.
Come on,
When
get with
she
it.
goes to Sweetwater River and she's giving away all of her things and she gives it to Jughead in the cafeteria. It's like you never watched
come
this
on,
show.
dude, it's canon.
Okay, what?
It's-
Okay,
all right.
Jesus Christ.
Subtract a point. Subtract a point from Patrick
Okay.
because he didn't know about the spider
will.
brooch.
Red
All right,
card.
that's a penalty to Patrick because he unbelievable. All right. So C, a spider brooch to replace the one she gave to Jughead, or D, the mass murder of all the other Blossoms except for Nana.
Wait, say that again?
Oh, the red card. The red card just popped up. I see here.
You said he lost a
Patrick
point.
has
Wait,
officially
the-
been red carded.
The last one
Um,
was the mass murder of all the other Blossoms?
Of all the surviving Blossoms,
Except for Nana
except for
Rose.
Nana Rose. Oh, I forgot it's Nana Rose.
Are there any other Blossoms besides Nana Rose at this point? Aren't they all
Well,
dead?
we can't answer any questions.
That-
You need to answer the
You
question.
I know,
need to
that's-
know that.
Right. You should know more. So, what is her graduation gift? The presidency of the Blossom Maple Syrup Empire?
Mm-hmm.
Prostitute's job in the brothel? A spider brooch to replace the one that she gave to Jughead? Or the mass murder of all the other Blossoms?
This is a gift?
It's her gift. It's a graduation gift.
Okay.
Yeah, but the mom
graduation.
doesn't really like Cheryl, if I recall correctly.
Well, it's Riverdale. It's complicated.
It is, yes, it is complicated. See, my first instinct was to say A, because again, before you even got done with the question, I'm like, if it doesn't involve Blossom Maple Syrup, I'll be disappointed. Because that is their empire. But I like B.
Which one's B again?
That's the job as a prostitute, because her mom's kind of,
evil.
yeah, not really nice. So that would go, oh boy, that's a toughie.
It's an odd gift. I'll admit. I don't know how you.
I have a feeling
phrase that.
I feel the gift is going to be ironic.
Mm.
So, oh boy, I'm really torn. In the tradition of the quiz, I'm going to go with my first instinct, which was A, and not switch to my second, which was B, because that's when people get into trouble on these quizzes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been
So I'm gonna
told
go- I'm
this is
gonna
where
go- I'm
people
gonna go
get in
A.
trouble. Okay.
All right.
Rich, what do you think?
I'm thinking D, the mass murder, because that seems the craziest.
That
So
is
B
100%
is-
correct. Rich is on the board.
Ah! Rich was already on the board.
Yeah.
I know, but whatever.
Oh, sorry. It's
Now
now.
it's
It's getting
2.
close, though.
It's
Yeah.
3-2 Patrick right now.
No,
Yeah.
he got 4.
No, he lost
Yeah,
the
I
point you
know,
said.
but
No,
Oh,
you
then he
subtracted
lost
a
one.
point.
That's right.
Yeah. Do I get a point back because you forgot you subtracted a point?
That's okay. The
No,
Discord
No,
I
but
remembers.
didn't forget.
Yeah,
But
Discord
you're about
remembers.
to lose half a point for criticizing the writer and judge. So we're clear.
Arguing with the ref.
Yeah, so actually what Cheryl's mom does is she kills all of the other Blossoms so that Cheryl can have control of like the Blossom clan
And the land, because
and the
she
land.
wants to. What does
She
she
wants
do
to
with the
make up for
land?
like all the crimes the Blossoms committed against the local Native Americans.
Oh,
She
of
wants
course.
to give back.
What?
Wait,
Yeah, so
Cheryl
that,
wants to do that, or Cheryl's mom wants to make up for the Native
Cheryl
American?
Cheryl.
Cheryl does.
Oh, okay.
But the rest of the
How
Blossoms
many
don't, hence the mass
crimes
murder.
did they do? Or can you not
Well,
answer
the
that?
Blossoms have been involved in a lot of bad mojo.
Yeah, they're shady types.
They're just maple
Yeah.
syrup people. I
No, but the
Whoa.
maple syrup empire, that is a serious empire.
I liked hoping it. Like, no.
You do not mess with the maple syrup empire.
Remember Clifford's room with all the wigs in it?
Yes,
Oh my God,
that
my
was
favorite
iconic.
moment in Riverdale of all time.
Yeah.
Oh,
And his
Let
twin.
me tell you,
Oh, his twin. Yep.
His long lost twin.
you mess with the maple syrup empire, you're stepping into a really sticky situation.
Oh, well played. Well played. Yep. But you know what what's sweet is that Rich is back in it now. It looked like
I
it was a
am.
blowout, but it's not
Yeah,
anymore.
I was
Yeah.
worried I was going to basically the contest.
And ouch, Rich. I would give you a negative point for that, but honestly, I want to keep some drama in this thing. So, Rich,
That's fair. I shouldn't be.
another softball for you, as it
Ugh.
turns out. What does Veronica's mother decide to do after divorcing Hiram? And again, there's a lot built into that question. They do, in fact, get divorced.
I was like,
So,
this,
what
these
does
questions
Veronica's
have a lot of
mother-
history in them.
What does she decide to do after divorcing Hiram? A. Be a real housewife of New York. B. Become her own mob boss, running the newest drug, Jingle Rocks. C. Be a barmaid at the White Worm. Or D. Be a lingerie model for Victoria's Confidential.
What is Victoria's Confidential? Is that like the Victoria's Secret of Riverdale?
That would be my assumption.
Yeah. Oh man, these are tricky.
Real housewife, mob boss, barmaid, lingerie model. Just serving that softball up for you.
I don't know. Like,
Rich,
I
are you
feel,
there?
Real
I'm
quiet.
thinking, because like the mob boss makes sense, which is why I don't want to
Makes
say
sense.
it.
But if you do the thinking out loud, it makes the game interesting. If
Yeah.
there's just 30 seconds of silence
Yeah.
after the question's asked, it does not make for maybe the best podcasting. Just a thought.
Listen,
Yeah.
in Rich's defense,
The-
he's usually answering after you spend 5 minutes talking yourself out of the correct answer.
Yeah, I got
so-
plenty of time to think.
Fair. That's fair.
I feel like the B, it's either B or D in my mind because D seems silly and like removed, but like I don't know. It's either, I think I'm gonna go with B. I think no, it's good. I'm gonna go with D. That seems stupid.
D, the lingerie model for Victoria's Confidential. Rich leaning into the stupid.
Yeah.
Patrick.
My fear is that B is the actual plot device. That's my concern.
Yeah, so it was B as mob boss. What were the other two again?
A real housewife or a barmaid?
Oh wait, what is when you said housewife of what, New York or something?
A real housewife of New York, yeah.
What does that mean? Like she just goes to New York and becomes a housewife?
What
the
does
Bravo
that
show.
mean?
New Jersey? Housewife in New Jersey, you mean?
But they also have a New York one.
Oh.
Rich.
They have housewives of like everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything.
I
Yeah,
suppose
they've
that's
got DC. I think they've got Atlanta, Orange County.
I think there's Salt Lake now.
Yeah, there is Salt Lake. Yeah, there
That's
might be
a
a
good point.
Dallas.
No, plus there's
I
D.
feel old. I haven't watched any of that stuff, and I used to love reality
I
television.
mean, I don't think. I was like, I doubt you're missing anything.
Yeah, Rich, did you answer or did you change your
I'm
answer?
sorry, no, I'm
confused
saying with
now.
D. I was just making
Okay.
sure. I'm saying with D.
All right, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go mob boss. That was the one I was
Mob
gonna go
boss.
with. Yeah,
Well,
I was gonna go with
I
mob
had
boss
said-
or Victoria's Confidential. So since Rich went D, I will go B.
I hate to say it,
You're
But
both
you're
wrong.
both wrong.
Is it the
Oh,
New
we
York?
are.
Is it the New York one?
It is
Yep.
a Real Housewife of
Damn
New
it,
York. She
damn
goes
it,
to be a
damn
reality
it.
star.
Damn it.
Really?
Oh, wait,
Yes.
you meant she was a reality star. I thought you meant
Yeah.
she just moved to New York to become a housewife.
But Rich, we had a conversation
but-
about how
but-
it was a show.
I thought you were just saying like that show. I didn't know you meant like as in she joined reality.
No, she goes to join the actual reality show.
Oh, okay. I would have probably still stayed with D, but you're right. That makes more. That makes stupid sense.
Yeah.
So that makes that's.
Well, no, it makes no sense
But
and it's stupid.
it makes
which
Riverdale
makes perfect
sense.
sense for Riverdale.
Yeah. But okay.
Exactly.
I think we gotta skip to 11.
You think we should?
Skip
Yeah.
to 11.
Jeez.
Make it more interesting.
Well, I think we might need to because this one Patrick would get. How does Archie work through the anger over his dad's death?
Too easy.
Oh,
Well,
boxing
obviously
match.
beating-
It's got to be a boxing match.
It's not your turn.
Patrick, it's actually the
Oh,
answer
no, it
is
is his
beating the
turn.
hell out of his Uncle Frank, who takes it like a man.
That works too. Yeah.
All right,
Can I
so do you
hear
want to
the
do
other
number
answers?
11?
Oh,
All right,
no.
so
Okay.
number 11. So wait, now we're back
So-
on even and odd. So Rich is first. Rich.
Is Rich first? Because we skipped.
Yeah, I think he goes.
But we skipped
first.
twice now. No, we skipped twice. Oh, no.
Yeah, but
so
Rich
Patrick would
just
be
went
Yep.
first.
Nope,
Yeah.
you're right, Patrick. You're right.
Okay, Patrick. Woo,
Wow.
calm
Ooh,
down.
yeah.
I'm just saying,
You're
Rich
risking
literally
getting
just
more
went
points.
first.
Off.
Hey, watch the attitude.
Wait, maybe we should subtract.
It's
half a
fine.
point
You know,
from that.
I'm just
We will,
deducting
we
points
will.
from the judges.
Next time you make a remark like that, there will be a point deduction. I just want to be clear.
Yeah, sure.
Patrick, who is the big
Yes.
bad in season 5? A. Jellybean. B. Charles. C. Both of the above. D. None of the above.
When you say big bad, we can't get any more like context on that?
The big bad villain for the season.
Right, but like what did they do?
Oh, oh boy.
It's a lot to
It's
explain.
it's a
Yeah.
classic
it's all-
Riverdale. Yeah, we can't tell you anymore.
They
No.
caused
Are
the
you sure?
dam of
Okay.
maple
Sure.
syrup to rupture.
They got to
flooding
answer
the
first, then we
hotel.
can try to explain.
Okay. Is Charles Betty's lost brother?
Yes, who we initially thought was Chick, but Chick turned out to be Chick, but Charles and Chick are having a gay love affair, even though Chick is currently behind bars and Charles is an FBI
And they
agent.
thought that Chick. killed
Okay, Charles was the
Charles.
FBI agent. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
'Cause I think that was
Wow,
about the
that
time I
was a
left the
lot.
show. Was when
I feel like
that
I feel like I laid it out pretty clearly right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the big bad of season. I'm assuming you just mean of season 5 so far because we're not over yet.
Well, okay. So, wait, are we in season 6 now? Oh, so
No, we're still in season 5.
Okay, so they did a Riverdale. So this, I guess, the big bad would be for season 4. They start season 5 by ending season 4. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like on the
because
Flash,
of COVID.
they're like cramming in the. I thought that's
Oh,
why they were
okay.
doing the breakneck
Okay.
plotting, but no, it's continued. So it's really
Okay.
for kind of season 4 to the beginning of season 5. But thank you for the
Okay.
clarification. So is
All
it
right.
Jellybean, Charles, both or none?
Oof.
Wait, Jellybean. Okay, yeah.
Is Jughead's sister?
Right.
I seem to recall. Well, there was something shady about Charles.
I mean, there's got to be something shady
Before.
about everybody in Riverdale, right?
Pretty much. Well, except I would know, but Jellybean was shady too. No, they're both shady.
Wasn't Jellybean at the X-rated
Everyone's
rave or whatever? Like, that's not a
Yeah.
great.
Thus a well-written question.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
We're gonna need an
I'm a-
answer.
yeah.
Time's running out.
Okay. I'm gonna go A Jellybean. I don't think it's both.
A Jellybean. Okay. Rich?
Both. I think more villains is better for this kind of a show.
And Rich gets a point.
Yeah.
Ah!
Tied.
The show
Charles
can't help
is a
itself.
serial killer, and Jellybean has been secretly filming everybody.
Yeah, making scary
Oh.
videos where they dress up like the throwback comic book characters and like murder people on camera. Not really murder people, but just make it look like they're murdering people. So like they recreated a bunch of murders from earlier seasons. Like
It's-
Jason Blossom.
Oh, good
It's
lord.
as bad as you would think it would be.
It's pretty bad.
Skip this one.
But
Yeah.
I could see a show
All
like
right.
that definitely doing that just so they could do the reveal of
Okay, but why would Jellybean be doing that?
why not?
She wanted
plot
Or is that a
attention.
question?
Well, no. She wanted. So she started doing it when Jughead went to Stonewall Prep.
Right. Oh, God, I forgot about that stupid
She
school.
missed him, and she was trying to act out to get him to stay home.
By staging snuff films.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So you do understand then, Patrick.
Good Lord.